Okay, so now we are doing today's daily Leetcode problem. This is insert intervals. Okay, you have been given an array of intervals, and then you have been given this intervals. I think is sorted kind of thing. Start or end, so we presented is sorted in ascending order. Okay, so this is given in starting order, and there is given one new interval. You are also given new interval, a starting point to ending point. Now you want to insert this new interval into this array, and such that if there are any merging which is happening, then you should merge and return the uh, mm, uh yeah, overly. You should merge the overlapping interval, and then you will return the interval after the insertion, right? So it should be still sorted in ascending order and still does not have any overlapping interval. So after inserting this, does there are any overlapping interval? As you can see, the 1 to 3 and then 2 to 5. Yeah, overlapping is there between 1 to 3 and 2 to 5 is already. So it would look like something like this. It will get come over here, 2 to 5. 2 to 5 will get overlap with this, so you will convert it into 1 comma 5 comma 6 comma 9, right? This would be the answer. And in the next case, you can see you just need to take this and insert this over here and check who are actually merging with this, and then change them and merge with this. Now there are two basic approaches for this. One basic approach, let me tell you logic for this. For example, this is the thing given to you. So one logic is based on, like, how many will get affected, how many will not get affected. So someone who is having ending point lesser than 4, right? This is that someone, okay, so he will not get affected, okay. Otherwise all are having ending point which is greater than 4. So this might have possibility to get affected. Now who are having starting time equal to 8 or greater than 8? Equal to it, okay, greater than 8 are these. So this will also not get affected, who have starting time greater than ending time of the. So these are the three things which will get affected. So what you have to do, you have to take a minimum point of this, which is 3, and maximum point of this, which is 10, and then you need to compare with this minimum maximum. So among the minimum of 3 comma 4 is given you out to be 4. So you will take 3 from here, and maximum of 10 comma 8 will give you 8. So you just need to insert a big interval like 3 to 10 instead of all of this, right? 3 to 10. Why 3? 3 because of this. Why 10? 10 because of this. And this complete interval will cover this one also. So yeah, this was not initially merging, but now these are merging, and this will look something like this, 3 comma 10. And that's all what you need to do. So you need to see how many elements are having lesser left side or on right side of the interval, and those who are actually merging with interval. Those who are actually merging in interval, you have to calculate the minimum time for all the mergings and maximum time for all the mergings and make into a new interval. Other approach is a standard merge interval approach. Just have all the array sorted. Yeah, just have the all intervals in one array. All intervals in one array and sorted, and then apply merge interval. Apply merge interval. It doesn't take care of whether you just give it a sorted array. Like first, in this case we are not inserting it, we are just checking some remaining elements with respect to this, okay. In this approach, second approach, merge interval, you just merge this into this array, add this into the array, and then check for merging, like just merge all the things. Now how to merge all the things, this somehow becomes tricky, but there is a standard approach for doing this, so let me just show you that also. So iv dot push back, first of all let's just merge this completely. This new I just created as in sort your iv begin and then now you are iterating on the id, just I is less than I is greater than 1, and then I plus plus. You will have your first one as a reference, int ig is equal to 0, and check all others. You will start checking from the first. So you will check if previous one, which is iv of id of 1, is greater than or equal to iv of I of 0 if previous ending is greater than this. So you need to do maximize that. You need to just merge this. How you'll merge this, you'll say iv of I comma 1 is equal to max of iv comma I comma 1 comma max of iv comma id comma 1. Now you need to merge it, so two intervals are overlapping, something like this, something like this. So you need to make the first ending is equal to maximum of all. It can be possible like first, even first has a maximum ending. It can be possible the second has a maximum ending. So based on that, you will make that. Else case, the intervals are not merging. The starting point of this is greater than ending point of this, right? Yeah, if it is less than or equal to, then go in this. If it is greater than, then go in this. Make your id plus plus, and inv of id is equal to iv. So just some places will be shifted, because if you just had something like that, you merge all this, it becomes one. So it is just not incrementing your id is still zero. It means this is just zero indexing, and let's say there is one more overlapping like that, and then there is a new interval which is starting from here. So these three will merge into this by giving in this to if loop, and still the size equal to zero. So they will say, okay, now the next element is coming, so id plus plus means id equal to 1, right? id equal to 1, and then you have to say this is my, originally this was my fourth element, 1 2 3 and 4, but now this is my second element. बात करूंगी ऐसे कर ले ए कीर्ति का फोन है कर ले बात Okay, so that's about it. We incremented the ID, and then just to make this new interval in place of that, right? Now there might be cases when this is also overlapping with that, so it will not even go into this, and it will just go into this, and so on. So this will happen. So it will merge all this. And let's say if this an ending part is getting merged with something, so then your ID will not still not change, and this ID will still remain one, and new interval will also be just this interval will get updated due to this. Something like that would happen, and at last, id is basically the original, now the new size of, initially, let's say the size was equal to 1 2 3 4 5 intervals, you can see. So now the next time the id is just equal to 1, which means the size is equal to id plus 1, which is equal to 2. So I need to resize this iv dot resize or id plus 1, and you just return this id, right? Not id, return this iv. Hmm. I think that should be it. Let's try to sum this up. First of all, you inserted this into your array, you sorted the array, and then you applied the standard merge overlapping approach, right? What is happening? Why it's not submitted? Standard, okay. In is not defined. Why really? Ni, okay, new interval. Merge overlapping interval. N is not defined for sure. N is equal to iv dot size, initial size of iv. 1369. What is happening over here, right? ID of 1, if id of one previous thing is greater than that, so id of one, sorry, id of one will get updated by I of one or id of one. Yeah, that's, it should be looking like id of one comma I of one, but yeah, that's fine. Let's try to sum this up. As you can see, it's perfectly submitted. You can also try the another approach, which is like this, which I just told you, the logic I told you, that you need to see the intervals, and which, for example, this is a given interval, this is overlapping with water intervals, the intervals which are having ending time lesser than its starting time will never get affected, so you will push that. So this is the code for that. Intervals having ending time lesser than the new interval starting time, you just push back normally, and then there would be some changes when the intervals are overlapping with this, and then there would be some intervals which have starting point greater than its ending point, that will also not get affected. So else if the starting time is greater than ending time, you will just break out, now you don't even need to see, because they are already in good order. So, okay, so you don't need to merge something like that, because they are not merging, obviously, because initially it was not merging. And just need to see all the remaining elements, you'll go into else, and then you compare the lower bound and upper bound, and then you can just insert that interval based on that, and you just return you push back intervals of I. Yeah, so that is all about it. Okay guys, bye.